Today we're going to talk about Chapter 5. And really the only new element of Chapter 5 is Monroe's Motivated Sequence, which is a 5-step outline pattern that you'll use for outline and your speech for the Level 5 speech. And we'll talk about those 5 steps in a minute. But first I want to talk about the reflective thinking process, which we will do in class as a group activity, and will generate what you need both for Monroe's Motivated Sequence and your Persuasive Proposal that will come as part of your Level 5 speech event. If you look on page 78, you'll see the 7 steps of the reflective thinking sequence, or a problem-solving sequence. And we will do these in class, but I wanted to walk right through those 7 steps quickly and talk about what happens in each one. Step 1 is where you define a problem. Maybe we have a problem with the coronavirus, and so we want to do something about that. Then you analyze the problem. Who does it affect? How does it affect people? You might decide that we want to limit the definition of the problem to just the way it affects college students, or the education system, or the elderly. So in the definition, you can narrow the focus or limit the focus of the problem. But when you analyze, how does this problem analyze? You'll decide, how does this problem affect the people that we defined in our target audience? Then a criteria is in step 3. What is it that you want? If everything works the way it's supposed to, the world will be better. What would that look like here? So people who, we have lower death rates, we have fewer people in the hospital on ventilators. We have a way of measuring whether or not our solution works later on, because we see a quality of life improvement in a tangible way. Step 4 is where we generate ideas, and we'll talk about a brainstorming session as a way of generating ideas. And that works well if you've got a group of people that are together in one place, they know about the topic, they're motivated. You can use the internet to generate ideas. You can do research, you can do surveys. A lot of things could go on in a class project. Brainstorming is good because you're limited on time and resources, and usually you have people together. After you generate a lot of ideas, some of those are not going to work. So you need another step that will select the best possible solution or combination of solutions. Maybe this will work and this, and they don't work against each other. So we can use them as a combination. And then once we've selected the best solutions, by the way, the criteria give you good ideas of how to do that. Here's what we want. Which of these ideas actually will provide the things we want? Will make the world look the way we want it to look. And then of course there's some common criteria that go in, which will work faster, which will cost less money. Those are all criteria that we apply regularly. Once you've done that, you come up with steps of implementation. Who has to do what, when, where, how? How do we make this work? Step 7 that we're not going to talk about in class or do in class, but you might if you're doing this outside of class in a real world application, is to evaluate your solutions after they're implemented to see if they worked. Did these things actually happen? And if we've established criteria that we can measure, then we can collect the data and know, did the death rate go down among elderly people, among infants, among students? Are the hospitalization rates for coronavirus going down? Are the number of people on ventilators going down? Are the number of ventilators required in hospitals going down? Have we made an impact that we wanted to with these ideas? Now, once you have generated these, if you've done a problem-solving process either alone in your head on your topic, or if you're doing a group topic in class and you have this information recorded, you can use this over here for your 5 steps of Monroe's Motivated Sequence. Attention. 2 is problem. 3 is solution. 4 benefits. 5, action. So this is the outline for your speech. And we tend to talk about problem solution because we understand here's a problem, here's a bad thing, we've got this virus that's spreading. We want to make it better. We want to solve this problem or at least decrease the impact of the problem on our society. Sometimes it's easier to classify this as need satisfaction. It's the same step. It would be attention, need, satisfaction, visualization, action. Visualization being visualize how much better the world will be after we've implemented our ideas. So a problem is a negative thing that we have, a virus that is impacting our society. How do we solve that problem? A need satisfaction is a positive thing that we don't have. How do we satisfy that need by creating this new thing? We need better health care for people who don't have insurance. We create a new system to satisfy that, and it will give us these benefits. Visualize or see how the world is better after this system. As part of this problem with coronavirus, we need a vaccine more quickly, more efficiently. We create a new system of fast-tracking vaccine creation and verification so that it can get on the market more quickly. And if we create the system, visualize how much better the world will be, not only with coronavirus vaccines, but other vaccines that follow. So problem, solution, benefits, bad thing, we solve for that, and we get benefits because it goes away. Need, satisfaction, visualization, same 3 steps, just a different focus. We need a better system. We satisfy that by creating a system, visualize how life will be better with the system. But all of those elements are over here. So here's a problem. Here's where we come up with solution. So step 1, step 2, or actually step 1 is attention. Start with an attention getter, just like you do any of your speeches. And up here might be a good place to get attention getters. When you're talking about who this affects, what is the problem or who it affects, you might come across some statistics or quotes that you could use in there. The problem is over here. The solution is over here. We see the benefits if it gives us the things we want. And then the action comes with the implementation, or how do we vote for the proposal. So in your example, you're going to write a proposal that says, here's a problem, here's how I think we should solve this problem. Or here's a need, here's how I think we should address this need. And again, those elements are right here. And so you can put those into your proposal after you've done the reflective thinking sequence. Your action step is always going to be a vote on this proposal. If you're working by yourself, you write a proposal and you want the class to vote for this. So your action step is vote yes. Some of you might work in a group where part of the group decides, hey, we want to be against a proposal for some reason because we don't think it works, we don't think there's really a problem, we think the harms are greater than the benefits, so we're going to ask for an action step of vote no. And for those people, you still start with an attention step, you will end with an action step, and you will clash with one of these. Either there is no problem, this is not a good solution, or it won't work, or the harms are greater than the benefits. And that's how you would organize a speech on the other side of the issue. And so that's how you would apply the reflective thinking sequence to generate the content you need for Monroe's motivated sequence for your outline and your speech, and the content for your written proposal. And those are the big things. That's the heart of chapter 5. You might also look at the evaluation sheet, which is very similar to the one in chapter 4 that we've already talked about. See if there's anything new there that you don't understand. Ask your instructor about those issues.